We will now go to our first presenter, who is Dr. Abbas Uddin.
Thank you, Honorable. Welcome everybody. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. And thank you very much for being here. Actually, flying the moon rather than taking the first step. So let's say, what is a crawling step? Now, for the starting, we need to acknowledge that in our mindset that there is a room to improve, and what we are doing is probably there is a better way of doing it. That's the most important bit of anything, because if we feel that we are already good, there is no room to improve. And that's the basic thing that any company, any denim washing plant or manufacturing plant, or the actually people that are working there is need to accept. And then the second thing is, there is no single tool that can solve all your problems. There is tools, there is techniques, but all the tools and techniques will be implemented probably one by one or parallelly, but there will be always a different way of doing things. The third is the most important one, is need to change yourself, because as a supplier or exporter of the country's denim or other governments, we always listen what the brands say, but it's probably we need to think other way around. How we could be profitable, how we could be sustainable for the sake of our profitability of the factory, garments industry, as well as for the country. Because the amount of water, energy, chemicals that we are using, wasting, is basically going into the landfill, the rivers, lakes, and everything. So any changes that needs to happen, it needs to happen from within ourselves. Now once you accept that, okay, let's do it. The second option would be how to communicate this with your team, because it's very important to have the vision and also spread that vision to among your team members. And so if you can actually inspire, motivate your team and people, and then can define the roles and responsibility, that is also a big step, because then you know that you have a motivated workforce. But to show that your workforce are currently working, you need to focus on some quick wins. For example, if you use something in the process, changing the process, or you try to, say for example, if you're using 1:20 liter ratio to produce some denim washing, and now you're thinking, okay, let's do it 110, and then if it's successful, what happens is people see that there is a motivation, that there is always a different way of doing things, but probably it will be a little bit difficult at the very beginning, but if you do that, that actually tell your people that you are not afraid of doing things differently. And so focusing on a quick wins is also important. Now, let's go, once this is done, crawling step is done, let's go into the walking step. Now, once you know that there is a room to improve, the next step would be, how do you know that we improved? How do we know what is our current resource consumption? So you need your metering, and that is very important. Now, I mean, there is very different types of meter. For example, you need water flow meter, you need gas flow meter, you need steam flow meter, you need energy meter. So all those air flow meters. So there's all kind of meters. What would be the start? You define your key performance indicator. So as a denim washing plant, probably the most important KPI would be how much water you are using, how much gas you will be using. So you set your KPI and then try to find out your current KPI. That is most important. Once you know that you're okay, this is your current KPI, and then you accept that, because lots of time what happens is factory thinks they are doing very good by giving the number, but that is more estimated rather than measured. And what I urge factories and everybody to accept that, okay, let's find out what is your current consumption is. Water will not be free probably in next 5 years time. Gas is not already free at all. And then steam and everything else. So once you do that, and then you look into cost-benefit analysis, recommendations, what you can do, what you cannot do, what is possible, what is not possible. But also, whatever improvement you make it in the open space, share with others, because that's the most important thing, is telling the workers, telling the operators, telling whoever involved that because of your effort, we reduced or improved our KPI, we reduced the consumption. Because if a factory worker feels that because of he is not wasting his water in draining, he can realize that this is the saving that he has made, and that is also giving the empowerment to the workers that they are actually making the changes, a part of the profitability of the factory. And of course, you share your success with the team. Now, because I don't have much time, but these are three nexus: water, energy, waste, chemical that in the KPI we need to set for any factory, and those are the things that we need to do. Now, to give into how to water, energy, and chemical waste, I'm giving you a quick few options. It is not a comprehensive one. You will have 3 more technology and advanced chemistry presenter who will give you more. But let's, for example, you can look into the ozone technology, you can look into the enzyme process, you can look into the laser with enzyme, and then one bath scouring bleaching, nanobubbles technology by Genealogia, all those stuff, and also the other one, odorless jeans, which I probably will come back to the following slides. Now the running step. Once your walking step is done, the running step is, make a culture of continuous improvement. You listen what workers wants to say. You listen what the employee or the staff wants to say to be improved. Share your knowledge with others, and also you spread your development and continuous improvement to the supply chain. You look for your accreditation. You sign essays, Ocodex step, whatever you feel like it, because that will give you a better market image to the brands or buyers. So you see that if I look into the Levi's 501 jeans, there is almost 23% of the water goes to the consumer care. Basically, that means when you wear jeans and you wash it, so over a life cycle, 23% of the water goes to washing of the jeans. Now, if you produce your jeans with a silver yarn, which means the silver yarn is actually kill the bacteria, and if it is hydrophobic, which means it will actually give you a water resistance effect, probably you don't need to wash your jeans as many times as you need. So come back to the first slide. Crawl, walk, and run. That's the important bit that you can do. And to be honest, to finish with the thought, if you can't fly, you run. If you can't run, you walk. And if you can't walk, you crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Thank you very much.